Ever wonder what your next smartphone's going to be packing under the hood? Or how about that electric car you've got your eye on? Well, today we're taking a deep dive into the future, and we're doing it by dissecting TSMC's latest earnings call.
And just so everyone's on the same page, we're talking about the TSMC, the big kahuna of chip manufacturing, right? Their earnings calls, they're not just for Wall Street, they're like a crystal ball for the entire tech world.
You said it. It's where we separate the hype from the hard, cold silicon. And let me tell you, one phrase in this call, it kind of jumped out at me.
Yeah.
Extremely robust AI-related demand.
Yeah, I know, not exactly the catchiest headline, but trust me, the implications, they're massive. They even went so far as to say demand right now is insane.
And they're not just blowing smoke. This isn't some marketing mumbo-jumbo. This is a sign, a real sign, of a seismic shift happening right now. We're talking about the engines that drive AI GPUs, AI accelerator CPUs, all of them, seeing demand go through the roof. Okay, hold on. Before we drown everyone in a sea of acronyms, could you break it down for us? What exactly are these things? And more importantly, why should we care?
Okay, so imagine this. GPUs, they're like the workhorses. They chew through mountains of data, the kind of data you need to train AI models. Picture teaching a computer to, I don't know, recognize a cat in a picture that takes a GPU, a powerful one. Then you've got these AI accelerators, and their whole deal is speed. They're built to make AI tasks crazy fast, like think real-time decision-making, the kind you need for, say, a self-driving car. And of course, no operation's complete without a brain, right? That's where the CPU comes in, managing the whole show.
So we've got all these different parts working together to make AI do its thing.
Yeah.
But what's fueling this insatiable need for more AI horsepower?
Well, get this. TSMC is projecting that their revenue from AI processors will triple. Yeah, you heard that right. Triple this year alone. And it's not just some small potato side hustle for them. We're talking a significant chunk of their total revenue. This isn't a trend. This is a tidal wave.
Okay, so all this is great, but what does it actually mean for the average person who isn't building the next, AI supercomputer?
It means AI is breaking free from the labs and the sci-fi movies. This explosion in demand for AI processors, it tells us something big is brewing. We're on the cusp of a massive leap forward in AI capabilities, and that's going to touch everything. I'm talking healthcare, transportation. Your next smartphone, it's going to be smarter. Your doctor might be using AI to personalize your treatment. And those self-driving cars, they might be here sooner than you think.
Okay, so we've got AI exploding, becoming more powerful.
But that takes more than just software, right?
Exactly. Building those AI brains takes serious hardware.
And that's where TSMC's manufacturing muscle comes in.
Right, they're putting their money where their mouth is on this whole AI boom.
Big time. New fabs in Arizona, a second one coming up in Japan.
Wow, it's like they're building a chip-making empire.
Strategic, you know?
Yeah.
And those Arizona fabs, huge, going to be massive.
Like how huge are we talking?
Double the clean room space of their usual facilities, at least.
Double. Okay, so it's not just about keeping up with this insane demand.
Well, partly, sure. Got to feed the AI beast. But bigger fabs mean more efficient production, too.
Right, economies of scale make sense, but isn't building in the US and Japan like way more expensive than sticking to Taiwan?
You'd think so, wouldn't you? And you're not wrong. It is pricier, but there's more to the story.
Oh, like what? Spill the beans.
Well, think about it. TSMC's customers, the big tech players, they're a little jumpy after those chip shortages a couple years back.
Oh, yeah. Nobody wants a repeat of that.
Exactly. So spreading the risk, having multiple production hubs, it's like an insurance policy.
So it's about geopolitical stability as much as it is about just churning out chips.
You got it. Plus, governments are practically begging TSMC to set up shop, offering incentives. You know how it is.
Right, win-win. They get to expand production and get a little help from Uncle Sam along the way.
Something like that. But here's the million-dollar question. Can they actually pull it off?
What do you mean?
Can those Arizona, Japan fabs really match the quality, the precision of their Taiwan operations? That's what everyone wants to know.
It's not like they're just assembling furniture here. This is high-tech manufacturing.
Exactly. Incredibly complex processes. And TSMC is saying all the right things, same quality, same reliability, but we'll see.
Yeah, fingers crossed, because a fancy new phone with a glitchy chip. No thanks.
Speaking of challenges, we got to talk about energy consumption.
Right, these fabs eat electricity like crazy, and Taiwan's had those power concerns lately.
Yep, and it's something TSMC acknowledges. They're working closely with the Taiwanese government, trying to secure that power supply.
Interesting. So are we talking about like new power plants just for these fabs?
They're keeping the details under wraps for now, but they've hinted at exploring green energy, which would be a big deal.
Wow, massive fabs powered by sunshine and wind. That's a good look.
Definitely a win for their image and for the planet if they can manage it, but energy is just one piece of the puzzle.
Because even if they solve the energy question, there's still the matter of maintaining those impressive profit margins, right? It's a tightrope they're walking, right?
Yeah.
Pushing the limit of what's possible, but also got to make sure the numbers add up.
It's the name of the game in semiconductors. Huge investments, constant innovation.
And TSMC's gross margin is already, what, crazy high?
Sky high, yeah. But can they keep it there with all this expansion, all this R&D? That's the question.
So how do they plan to keep those profits flowing?
Two-pronged strategy, really. First, they're pushing the envelope on technology, investing heavily in stuff like 2-nanometer chips.
Okay, 2-nanometer chips. That just sounds unbelievably small.
We're talking about fitting a library's worth of information on a chip the size of your fingernail.
Seriously, that's insane.
Yeah.
But those things must be insanely expensive to make, too.
Oh, yeah. Cutting-edge tech doesn't come cheap, but it also commands a premium price.
Right. Got to stay ahead of the curve, offer something nobody else can.
Exactly. If you're not innovating, you're falling behind.
And the second part of the strategy,
Keep the investors happy.
happy investors, healthy stock price, more fuel for the innovation engine.
Precisely. And TSMC, they're known for playing the long game. Their dividend policy is a good example.
How so?
They steadily increase dividends over time, kind of like harvesting returns on their past investments.
I like that, planting seeds for the future while sharing the fruits of their labor.
It's smart, especially in an industry as unpredictable as this one.
Speaking of smart, there was this whole thing in the earnings call about advanced packaging. What's the deal with that?
Ah, that's interesting, right? It's a growing part of their business, growing much faster than everything else they do.
So more than just making the chips themselves.
It's like, think about it this way. They're not just selling you flour, sugar, and eggs anymore.
Okay.
They're baking you the whole cake.
So in the context of chips, what does that mean?
It means they're taking all the different chips that make your phone, your computer, whatever work, and packaging them together seamlessly.
So it's like a one-stop shop, a complete solution instead of just components.
Exactly, and that's a big deal because it gives them more control, more pricing power.
Fascinating. So TSMC, they're not just riding the AI wave, they're building the surfboard too.
And the takeaway for everyone listening is this. Keep an eye on TSMC. What they do matters.
Because they're not just shaping the future of technology, they're shaping the future, period.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Until next time, folks, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that curiosity burning bright.